Hello students, welcome again. Now this is the second video of the chapter When People Rebel 1857 and After. In this second video, children, we will continue the discussion now which led to the revolt of 1857. Means we will continue to study about the causes of the revolt of 1857. The peasants and the sepoys. The peasants were not happy with the high taxes and the rigid methods of revenue collection. Many peasants had lost the land they had been tilling for generations because of their failure to repay their loans. The Indian sepoys were not happy about their pay, allowances and conditions of service. Some of the new rules violated their religious sensibilities and beliefs. Belief against sea voyage and its impact. The Hindus believed that crossing the sea would mean that they would lose their religion and caste. In 1824, when the sepoys were told to go to Burma by the sea route, they refused to follow the order. However, they agreed to go by land route. For this, sepoys were severely punished. The company passed a new law in 1856. The new law made it mandatory for a sepoy to agree to service overseas if required. Most of the sepoys were from rural background. They had families living in the villages, so they also reacted to what was happening in the countryside. Responses to reforms. The British took several steps to reform the society. New laws were passed against the practice of sati. A law was also passed to encourage widow remarriage. The company officially promoted the English language. After 1830, Christian missionaries were allowed to function freely and they could even own land and property. In 1850, a new law allowed an Indian who had converted to Christianity to inherit property of his ancestors. This law made it easier to convert to Christianity. A feeling was developing among most of the Indians that the British were trying to destroy their religion, social, custom and traditional way of life. However, there were some others who wanted to get rid of many of the social evils. Now, how a small mutiny converted into a popular rebellion. The rebellion of 1857 threatened the company's very presence in India. The mutiny, which started from the cantonment in Meerut, engulfed a large part of North and Central India. From different sections of society, people took part in the rebellion. Many historians regard it as the biggest armed resistance to colonialism in the 19th century anywhere in the world. Now, from how the soldiers they marched from Meerut to Delhi. Execution of Mangal Pandey was the major cause for the rebellion. Mangal Pandey was a young soldier at the cantonment in Barakpur. He was the culprit of attacking his officer. On 29 March 1857, Mangal Pandey was hanged to death for his crime. Within a few days, some sepoys of the regiment at Meerut refused to use the new cartridges during an army drill. It was rumored that the new cartridges were coated with the fat of cows and pigs. For their refusal to obey the orders, 85 sepoys were dismissed from the service. They were sentenced to 10 years in jail. This incident happened on 9th May 1857. Political importance of Bahadur Shah Zafar was also declining. It is important to remember that Mughal dynasty had ruled over a large part of the country for a long period. Most of the smaller rulers and chiefs had been ruling over their territories on behalf of the Mughal ruler. They hoped that if the Mughal ruler could once again resume power, they would also be able to rule their own territories once again. The British had initially taken the revolt at Meerut quite lightly. But the decision by Bahadur Shah Zafar to support rebellion had dramatically changed the entire situation. People were emboldened by the alternative possibility. Now children, again solve the questionnaire. Why Indian peasants and sepoys were unhappy with the British rule? What was mandatory for Indian sepoy according to 1856 law? In which year a new law was passed to make conversion to Christianity easier? Who was hanged to death on 29 March 1857? Children, quickly answer all the questions. Thank you very much.